Hello and welcome to Three Questions with. Got my friend Lisa Swanson with us from Body and Soul Coaching. Lisa, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
So Lisa, today I want to go where I never thought I was going to go with you. I want to talk about people being vegan. First of all, what is it? Because I don't really think I even know what it is.
Oh, that's a great question. So, yeah, being vegan, you do not eat any animal products, but for a lot of people, and by animal products, by the way, I mean meats, poultry, fish, um, what else? Eggs, dairy, and even anything produced, like some vegans like no honey produced by bees because you're taking a lot of times they take the honey away from the bees and then give the bees sugar water. It's like no, leave it for the bees.
Yeah.
Some won't. A lot of times veganism goes beyond the food. It's a lifestyle, so it's no wool, no leather. You know,
Oh,
yeah.
that seems pretty strict, actually.
It's not as strict. I think. I mean, the whole idea behind veganism is doing no harm
Yeah.
to any animals. I mean, so that's actually why I went vegan. It was for the animals. It wasn't health reasons, although it ended up helping me health wise a lot. So there's different reasons. Everybody has different reasons. It's such an incredibly personal journey that you go on when you're doing that. And it really depends on the person. Some people, they're vegan, and if, they don't, if they're going to a restaurant and even if meat is being cooked with the same utensils, they're like, I'm not going to eat there. They like, there's like no exceptions at all. And others are just like, well, if I went vegan, I didn't immediately throw out any shoes I had that leather or pocketbooks with leather. I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to buy anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm just going to be more conscious of it. Although I have a car that has leather seats in it, so how far are you going to go with it is the question. I have three dogs and I'm not getting cloth seats or my car will be ruined in a week.
They're a little tough and stuff. So, is it healthier to be a vegan than people who eat meat?
Well, I believe it's better for our body. Although I don't think that we weren't meant to eat meat. I just think that the way the meat is produced is not sustainable, not only for the animals and the incredible abuse they are put under, but also for the environment. A lot, they talk about our carbon footprint. A lot of that comes from, these factory farming of the animals. So it would do a lot for our environment if people would stop eating so much meat. I mean, I have more respect for somebody who would go out and hunt and catch their own food because that animal is out there living their life, that's nature, other than being, cramped into factory farm producing of those animals. I just think is just so harmful. Not in, and this is a different take on it. Not even just for the environment and the animal, the people who are in there slaughtering these animals. It actually has been shown in studies that takes its toll mentally on the people who do this type of work end up being much more aggressive. They end up having a record, assault, like a lot of trauma ends up happening in their life. So in that respect, I think it's healthier for us emotionally and physically and things like that. I just don't believe that it is the only way to eat. I understand. I would never, promote it, but I understand people still wanting to eat meat. But the other part of it, before I go on just talking so much, is being vegan doesn't necessarily mean that you are healthy, right? Because Oreos are vegan. Potato chips are vegan.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to my next question. And I have to admit, Lisa, I pass judgment on people who tell me they're vegan. And then I see them, I'm like, but you're overweight. In my head, when I picture someone vegan, I picture someone more your size. Is that
Okay.
okay? So you're going to lose weight on this diet?
Yeah. So yeah, not necessarily. A lot of vegans don't really know how to balance, especially when you're new to veganism. Or you could even look at it a different way and just say plant-based. So plant-based is different than being vegan. Plant-based is majority of your food is coming from plants.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the shift really needs to happen. Because being vegan, like I said, you can be eating Oreos and French fries and all
I might
kinds of
consider
crap.
it now. I might consider it.
Yeah, there you go, right? And there's so many vegan processed foods out there. It's incredible. Like I could have an entire day eating vegan and not even touch a vegetable, right? But if you think I'm going to be plant based, now you're talking, okay, let's eat whole foods, stay away from processed foods, eat your vegetables, eat your fruit. That's a big difference. There's a lot of times I think when people first go vegan, they're like, I don't know what to eat. So they go out and they buy the faux meats and the, Beyond Burgers and Gardein. And I'm not saying I don't use those because I definitely do because it's a convenience food. But if you're relying on those in processed foods, no, you're not going to lose weight. So do not go vegan because it's a way to lose weight. You can lose weight on any type of a diet, but it's got to be healthy.
Yep. So the thing I hear people say when they talk about being a vegan is, well, where does my protein come from? Where does my protein come from then?
Yeah, there's protein in just about every single type of food. It's just not like, you get meat and you have protein, right? So I get meat, I have my protein. You also get a whole lot of cholesterol and fat. Now I could eat tofu and get a whole lot of protein there and some fat as well. It's going to be a healthier fat than what you're going to find in a meat. There's nuts and seeds have protein in it. Quinoa has protein. Spinach has protein. Um, I think they have to learn how to eat in a way where you're sort of, let's say, layering in proteins. A lot of people say, well, I go vegan, I don't get enough protein. And when I try to up my proteins, I up my carbs. It's like, right, because if you're relying on all beans and legumes and lentils, things like that to get your protein, those are also a carb. So when I'm having lentils, I'm having lentils with like cauliflower and broccoli. I'm not having lentils with rice or lentils with rice and quinoa and sweet potato, making my meal entirely carbohydrate.
Yep.
So you just have to, it's a learning curve for sure, but it's definitely doable to be able to get your protein in. I get plenty of protein in. I'm building muscle all the time. 62, I still got muscle on me.
Yep.
You just have to, it's just a learning curve.
Yep. So Lisa, if people have questions about this, what's the best way for them to reach out to you then?
You can find me on social media at Lisa Swanson Fit, or you can always shoot me an email, lisa@bodyandsoulcoaching.com.
Lisa, I appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to call into the show. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
And as always, it was a pleasure.